In this section, we are going to create the Ubuntu server in the Azure cloud. So once you created your Azure account with your new email ID, you will get your credit displayed somewhere here. Not here actually. So for me, it is showing I have 12,000 rupees because I am from India. It is showing INR. I have 12,000 rupees remaining in my account in the credit balance. So I'm going ahead and create a new virtual machine. I have already created some virtual machines here. I don't want to disturb this setup. So I'm going to create a new resource group for this course alone. So you go to new resource group and create a new RG, select create and give the name for the RG. The resource group name is going to be Bala Agent Microbots. And I'm going to leave the region as it is because I'm going to create an East US 2. So review and create. If all the details are fine, I'm going to create the resource group here. Okay, RG is created. Go into the resource group. So this is RG. Currently it is empty. There is no resource available. I'm going to create a new VM here. Let's press. So in the marketplace, we are going to create a virtual machine. So search for, virtual machine is on top here. So create one. It's a Windows Server virtual machine. We are going to create Ubuntu virtual machine. So let's create Ubuntu virtual machine. Let's use, Azure is giving only 2404 LTS. There is no 2504. So let's select 2404 server because I think this will come a little faster. We don't need Pro for now because we are going to maintain our own platform. So the RG is going to be Bala Agent Microbots. Don't disturb that. And let's give the name as Ubuntu Microbots. And the region you cannot change because RG is there in East US 2. And pretty much everything you can leave as it is. Yes, the image is Ubuntu Server 2404. We have to leave as it is. And this is where we have to select the right size. So currently the size it is showing us 42 GB of memory. We don't need this much memory. We can reduce it little bit. Let's go to see all sizes. And let's go to something which is having 32 GB memory. So the D series machines are general purpose machines here. And V5 is the latest one among the D series machine. Okay, V6 is there. You can select D series V6. And let's go to some machine having 32 GB of RAM. Okay, this is having 32 GB of RAM. The budget is 22,000. So the budget here is if you run the machine 24/7 for the entire month, you are going to be charged this much amount. So what we are going to do is we are going to run some sort of days only for the experiments. And once you are actually done with the experiment, we are going to stop the machine. When the machines are stopped, we are not going to be charged. So we are not going to exhaust the credit given by Azure. So let's select this D8AS and V6 which is having 8 vCPU and 32 GB of RAM and select this one. The username is going to be, I'm going to comfortable with Bala and I want to use password, not SSH key. Okay, there is no option for now. So let's use a new SSH key pair, generate a new one. It is going to create RSA. So don't change it now because I'm going to change the password in a moment. I will show you how to change the password. Don't worry about it. And okay, it is going to keep the inbound SSH port open. This is what we need. So let's go review and create. Before that, we have to check the disk size. We need at least 30 GB of disk space. So let's see how much disk is provided by Azure. Come up. Okay, what does it say for the disk? It says premium SSD, but it didn't say the size. Let's go to the disk and see how much size is allocated. So premium SSD 30 GB space is there. Let's try to give a little bit more. Let's use 64 GB because storage is not going to cost much and having a more disk is better for us right now. So let's select review and create. It is going to give all the cumulative information of the VM we are going to create. Just verify that once before clicking create. Yes, it is going to be, the name is this RG is Bala Agent Microbots. It is Ubuntu Microbots. It is an East US 2. Image is Ubuntu Server 2404. It is an x86 machine. 8 vCPU, 32 GB memory. It is very important. And 64 GB of voice disk size. Pretty much everything, not a big deal. Let's just go and create the VM. Okay, it is offering me to download the private key. Okay, let me download the private key and store in the machine. Most probably we will not use this one. We will use the settings to actually change the password, and I'm going to use the password forever. So unlike Hyper-V, in Azure it is not going to take much time for you to create the VM because here in Azure the VM OS image is not going to be installed from scratch. So Azure will create a predefined disk image and that image will be simply written into a OS disk. and the OS disk will be connected to a VM, and you can simply start the VM. You don't need to actually install the VM. You can have a snapshot and start the VM. Pretty much the time is being taken here is not for actually installing the OS. It is taken for finding the right machine, the Azure orchestration to initiate the VM creation and everything. Okay, VM is created. Let's go to the resources. If you can select this one, it will take you to the virtual machine, and this is the public IP address of the machine. This will be reachable from your local machine also. Let's copy this one. Let's select the connect to here, and I'm going to connect to remote VM. Okay, connect to a host. This is a remote host. Connect to host and give the IP address which you have copied from the Azure. Okay, it is opening in a new window, but the problem is, so let's create the password first. Let it wait for some time. So let's come to the Azure portal and go to help, select reset password. So using password is not actually a good method in cloud and production, but just we are using this only for testing and trial and error method. We are not going to keep it for long. We are not going to keep any customer data here. It is okay to use password method here. I'm going to select reset password, and username is this one. This I'm going to write. I will not tell you. Azure requires at least 12 characters long, so you have to use some number, something. So create a strong password, use that. So the update is going to take some time, maybe 30-40 seconds. Wait for that. Once the update is complete, you'll get a notification here. Yeah, the request successful. Now we have the password and username. Go to the VSCode, use that. Okay, let's stop that one. Okay, it cannot able to connect. It is asking me the password, but I cannot use the password because the username it is taken is bcontent, which is the default username of my Windows machine. I should have given Bala at the IP address. I have to cancel this one. So let's create a new connection. So disconnected, connect to, and select. No, don't go to the same IP address. Go to connect and select a connect to host. The address is same, but I have to give Bala at the and the IP address. So close the older one. So it is opening the remote. It is a Linux machine. Select Linux. Give the password here. I think I typed the right password. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, it has downloaded the VSCode server. Internet will be very fast in the cloud, so downloading packages is going to be mirrored in Azure itself. So installing a package or downloading anything inside Azure is going to be pretty much faster. So we got the Azure machine logged in the VSCode. So let's see what is the machine. So it is Ubuntu 24.04, and what is the IP address? So this IP address is internal IP. It is not the external IP what we use to connect to this machine. So inside the machine this will be the IP, but actually Azure creates a gateway IP address. So we can learn about it later. Okay, now let's see what is the free memory available in this machine. MH. We have 31 GB of memory, sufficient for our job. In this section, we created Azure VM and logged into the Azure VM using remote SSH via VS Code. In the next section, we are going to install a local model in the Azure VM, and we are going to use a local model, our agent development.